So we're joined here today in the line by Commonwealth and WBC international champion Sean Masher Dodd. Sean, how's things?
Oh, good, Steve. Couldn't be better, mate.
Sean, you just had a big weekend there, beating Thoma Stalker. How did you rate your performance?
Performance was, I am brilliant. I am very happy with the performance. Yeah, I felt great, and I've been, because he was a southpaw, I was working on a lot of things to nullify his advantages as being a southpaw, and be paid off dearly on the night. He was paid off perfect, and so the performance was, in my eyes, it was as good as it could have been. So I was very, very happy with my performance.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I was actually watching it back last night. What I did notice is in the first couple of rounds, it was just could kind of tell that you were like, just struggling, maybe you know where to put your feet, with him being the southpaw. But once you figured that out, you dealt with him really, really well. I was really impressed.
Oh, cheers, mate. That was one of the things we were working on because he was, a lot taller than me, and he had the reach advantage. With my foot being on the outside, we'd probably struggle. I tried it with the lads sparring, you see, in the build up to the fight, and those who were tall, foot on the outside, it was hard to get shots off, and you were getting tangled and basically outboxed. So we went with the foot in the inside, and that seemed to work a lot better. So I just worked on that, and in preparation, it paid off dearly. And then when we on the night, as you said, we just had to sort of give it a couple of rounds, get comfortable, get our feet right, and then once we were right and we were comfortable, we just started applying more pressure and shots were landing as and when we sort of really wanted them to. So it was as the fight warmed into it, we got. We sort of got more comfortable, and we got going then with what we wanted to do.
Yeah. But what I did notice is that when it was getting to the later rounds, Stalker was really, really feeling the pace. You looked fresh as a daisy. I couldn't believe. I was like, you must have some engine in you.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I do. We've been working down at peak performance, and it's like a CrossFit gym, and they were right behind me all the way, the lads from Liverpool, and the things he'd said about me and stuff, it sort of hurt their feelings as well, because they said he's out of order and it's out of character and there's no need for to say the things he said. So it sort of gave them the extra drive as well to push me. I had all the competitors in the gym, sort of stopping and they were pushing me through circuits and through training sessions. They all wanted me to go that extra mile. They all wanted to give me that little push so I could take my fitness and my strength conditioning to the next level. And it was horrible at the time, but as you can see on the night, it paid off dearly.
Yeah, it must work wonders when you've got a kind of competitive edge in your training camp, and it's not just training. You've got that kind of edge to it.
Yeah, it is, and these CrossFitters are something else, they're another breed, and for them to be pushing me and like you can see their eyes, the faces when the results were coming in, because they record everything, and my numbers, as they say, numbers don't lie, and they were impressed with my results, and I think it was the fact that the push from them themselves made me go that extra bit and get them extra results in. And Sean Stalker, he said that I was terrible and I'm quite lazy. And I thought you're going to get a shock because it might look lazy to you, but believe me, it's not. And I finished the fight and I was dancing at the end.
Oh, I couldn't. Well, it was definitely in for a shock if you thought you were going to be lazy, because the energy that you showed, I would say, for the second round, for you got your feet sorted, even and for the energy levels you showed in every round was consistent. It was. I was really, really impressed, and I think anybody it would maybe have been seeing you for the first time. they would have been well impressed and want to see you again.
No, yeah, that's nice to hear. It's good to hear. And it's good to right all the wrongs that he sort of said about us. I think he said it was the opposite on the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you went in there with a point to prove, to show him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, spot on. Yeah.
We had one of our readers had sent us in a question, Chris Boyd. He asked if you like or dislike getting the underdog status, or do you feed off of being the underdog?
No, I don't really mind because underdog favourite, or it's to me, I don't really buy into any of that, to be honest. Even like the polls when they're doing the odds and stuff, saying like, oh, he's favourite and this and all that. It's still not going to win me the fight, and it's not going to be. If anything, I think of it more of a disadvantage if I am favourite, because then he was rightly saying, and you could see he wasn't happy about the fact that he was the underdog and I was the favourite, and you could see he wasn't happy, and I was thinking, well, maybe that's fueling them to work harder, you know what I mean, to win the fight, prove them wrong.
Yeah.
So, I don't really. It's nice to hear, you've gone from an underdog to like a favourite in a fight. But I always pitch myself as an underdog. I always pitch myself that I've got to go out there and prove myself against this person or that person, because I take every fighter, every opponent as a different person, as a new, fresh challenge. They've got to, if they're an orthodox and I beat an orthodox, they're a different kind of orthodox to me. Same with the southpaw. They're a new challenge, and I want to go out there and prove that. See, I haven't got one style. I'm not an upright boxer. I'm not an inside fighter. I do both, and I can do both. So what I tend to do is see what they bring, and my challenge, and that what I need to prove to myself is to be able to beat them at their own game.
Yeah, adjust to them.
Yeah, I'll change my game. If they can box, I'll try and outbox them. If that don't work, then I'll go get in and stick them in a fight, and vice versa. If you can fight, I'll fight them. If that don't work, I'll just box them.
We also had another one of our readers, Scotia Johnson. Scotia's asked, is there any talk of you signing with Matchroom? Because you seem to have a good relationship with Eddie in Matchroom, and everybody knows that you are popular and you shift a hell of a lot of tickets.
Yeah, I haven't. I've had no offer from Matchroom or anyone in regards to that. As you said, the relationship's healthy. And I'm happy. They seem to be happy. I don't know. See, maybe they probably didn't think that I was going to be doing as well as they are. And maybe each fight would be me last with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you just keep eating them up and eating it up.
I just keep winning, and the fan base keeps growing.
Oh, that's it, mate. It's like you're one of the people that people love to see. You've got one of these styles. It's like you don't really see a lot anymore. You can come forward and sometimes, like, I noticed against Stalker, you would just sit inside, sit in the pocket. There's no rush to get back out. You were willing to stand there and trade with him. There's not a lot of boxers kind of do that anymore.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear as well. I like that, mate. Yeah, and that's. It's just something my style to be. I'm like a relentless type of style, and whether it's me working or me making them work, I just keep the pace high, and I think that's one of my assets is the engine.
Oh yeah, definitely. As I say, I think if that fight at the weekend would have went one round more, Stalker wouldn't have been able to go. You could see he was just looking to get to that final bell, and that was an achievement for him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can see that in his face. To me, right. I could have gone on another round after round after round. Could have been there.
You look so fresh. I think the camera pans in on you, and it's like the end of the 11th, man, and it's like you're barely even sweating. I couldn't believe it with the amount of work you were doing.
But we put a lot into preparation. Like one of the things when I first fought, Scotty Cardle, when I first fought Scott, I learned a lot from Scott, and I learned a lot from the night, with the, with the heat and off the light, stuff like that. We sort of, we went and got a load of, Halligan type lights, and we put them above the ring and for our next camp in sparring. And we worked them with sparring with these lights on, and it just helped my body adapt to it and not become, fatigued or, exhausted with the heat, and it just becomes second nature then. So little things like that, helped us massively in the previous fights we've had.
Yeah, acclimatising yourself.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. Yeah.
This weekend on the Anthony Crawler Ricky Burns undercard, we've got Lewis Ritson fighting Robbie Barrett in the British title fight. Will you be looking to chase down the winner of that?
Well, I'm not me personally. I'm not a chaser or a type of person to call anyone out or anything like that. And I think at the minute, with having the Commonwealth myself, I've got people sort of chasing me down. But if I was to be given an opportunity to fight for the British again against either of the lads, whoever comes out the successor on the weekend, I would be I'd jump at that opportunity with both hands. I do believe that. I think Robbie Barrett did say it in an interview that he would like to fight with me because of the Commonwealth and him having the British, but obviously he has to get through Lewis Ritson first, and if he does, and he's made his interest be known to fight me, so it'd be something I would love. Yeah, so fingers crossed on the night, on the weekend, we'll see what happens. That could be the next one for me. You just never know.
Yeah, well, I'm quite close with Billy Nelson, and Billy used to train Lewis Ritson, and I always remember Billy was really high on Lewis, but he's kind of just stalled over the last year or two, so I don't know if there's something maybe happened with injuries or that. But who do you think will win out of him and Robbie Barrett?
Sorry?
Who do you think will win out of Ritson and Barrett?
Well, do you know what? In all fairness, I don't know Lewis Ritson. I may have seen him box, but I can't put a face to his name. I have done since this fight being made. Like the other day at my fight, I was speaking to an official, and one of the lads said that they think Lewis Ritson's going to win the fight, and they'll win it, and they'll win it quite impressively and quite easily. So I was like, wow, he's right. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them both fight and seeing them perform. I've only ever seen Robbie Barrett once, and that was when he boxed Scott Cardle and beat Scotty. So as you say, I've seen Robbie, so I know what he's about. But I've never seen Lewis, but I've heard good things of him. So it'll be the first time seeing Lewis, and it'll be good to see them in there together, and we'll see what they sort of both bring, on the night. But I can't really say who or what, maybe because I haven't really seen anything of them really too much.
Yeah. And we had a question on the Facebook page. It was asking, was there any chance of you fighting Scotty Cardle again? Because let's be honest, there's like that. The first fight you won, I don't care what anybody says, and then the second fight it was just unlucky. So a third fight would be, fans would like a third fight.
Yeah, well, and this is. I know Scotty's dad's come out on Twitter saying a few things about me lying about things. I'm not a liar. I don't lie. You know what I mean? I'm an honest man. And I went to see my manager Steve Woods. We went to have a meeting, and Eddie Hearn phoned, and Eddie was on the phone. Was speaking to Eddie, and Eddie said to me, "Would you give Scott Cardle a shot at the Commonwealth? Would you take the third fight?" And I said, "Of course, I would love the third fight with Scott Cardle." I said, we've got nothing to prove. We've got, because I know I'll beat him. They've got nothing to prove. I said, but he gave me a shot at the British, and he even gave me a rematch, and he didn't have to. So I said I would happily give him the shot at the Commonwealth, and more so give the fans the third fight, the trilogy, and I think the trilogy for myself as well, because I want to look back on history in years to come, and I'm hoping that the trilogy with Cardle, the third one, would be another barnstormer, and it'd be something that we can always look back on. The two fights are controversial, and they don't do us any justice for the hard work we both put in. So for us to both have the third one, and it'd be a fair decision, even if it isn't, but we can always look back and say, well, we had a trilogy, we had 3 great fights, and they were fan pleasers. But Eddie said, okay, leave it with me. He gave us an offer as well. He gave us an offer, and the manager said, look, Masher's the champion. He's given Scott a shot at the Commonwealth. He wants a bit more than that because the money wasn't, it wasn't great. So Eddie said, okay, leave it with me. He said, I'll go and speak to Scott. I'll confirm the fight with him, and then I'll phone you back, and we'll go from there. So I think it was just under a week went by. Eddie phoned us back and said, Scott doesn't want to fight. And we said, you're joking? He went, no. He said, what if his dad has came around and said that he's had threats or something, and he's not coming up Liverpool? And I said, well, he wants to watch his mouth, because he's slating everyone and he's threatening everyone on Twitter.
Aye.
And then all of a sudden someone gives him a threat, and then he's not coming to fight. But I said to Eddie, well, tell his dad to stay at home then, because he sits ringside, shouting his mouth off, shouting abuse to everyone. My mother was ringside last time. She got upset because she was a bit scared. She said, who was the madman? That was Scott's dad. She was effing. I said, I could hear him all fight, effing and blinding and shouting this, shouting that. And, he gives the sport a bad name. There's no need. It's a gentleman's sport. We're both getting in there. We're putting our lives at risk, and we're getting in there to have a fight. We don't need people shouting disrespectful things or fight on the side, at ringside. But I said to Eddie, we'll tell his dad to stay at home, or, he doesn't have to come up here, does he? It's not him getting in the ring, it's his son. And Eddie said, look, he don't want the fight. I've even given him a good offer. He said, here's your offer, but would you fight Thoma Stalker? And I said, I don't really want a Thoma Stalker fight. I said, I want to Cardle. And he went, well, you can't get that. He said, well, look, take this offer for Thoma Stalker. He said, there was fights out there with, like, rematch with Appleyard, and, Martin Frazier, the possibility of Andy Carlin. It were bigger, tougher fights. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you're not going to get this type of money for them fight. He said, I'm offering you this for Thoma Stalker, and I just went, okay, let's do it then. I'm happy with that. It's was my best payday, and I can't complain.
Oh, and it's all worked out perfect for you.
Yeah, and that was that. Like, so Scott Cardle obviously was out the window, and the fight was on with Thoma Stalker. And the reason why I didn't want to fight with Thoma Stalker is because, again, he was disrespectful, shouting his corners out, saying we were terrible and this and all that. And I thought, well, I don't have to fight him, and I'm giving him the opportunity. And why should I give someone who's disrespectful and bad-mouthing us the opportunity when they don't deserve it? But money talks, and the offer that Eddie gave us was nice. And I thought, you know what, let's get it on there. And I thought, I want to sense-wise, I don't want to shut him up. And it's exactly what we've done.
Well, that's it. It's like you're in the game to make as much as you can and look after your family. That's it.
Yeah, that's the one, man. Make as much as you can, and hopefully keep, with good health. It's a short career, as you said earlier. So, what makes sense? The promoters, that was the fight where Eddie was, Eddie wanted us to have anyway. Then because he said that it's built up on social media, and it'll be a great fight, and he said, and I think you'll win, and you'll win easily enough anyway. So. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. But just coming to the end, it's just everybody knows is anytime you're on the telly, Adam Smith likes to remind everybody is that you took up boxing quite late, 26, when you turned pro. Is that right?
Well, I think I turned pro about 28, was I? 28?
28.
Yeah, I think it turned pro, I think I was about 28, 29, around that age. Quite late, mate, yeah.
Did you ever think when you started you'd ever have achieved what you've achieved so far, just to date?
No, not a chance. There was a time when I loved boxing and it was giving me something like a self-belief, self-respect, discipline, changed my whole life around. So it was priceless for what it was giving me, but the money wasn't great, so I didn't want to quit boxing, but I wanted to earn from it, and I never believed I would be fighting on these stages. So I was in talks literally about to turn and become a journeyman, and I was just going to go become a journeyman fighter and just go on the road and get a few quid, and then lo and behold, we got a shot with Gary Buckland, and it's just all gone crazy. But I was actually going to become a journeyman just after the fight that I was had with Buckland. I was due to have a 6-rounder with someone, and that was the fight that I was going to get that fight out the way, and then I was going to become a journeyman, and then just out of the blue, got the Buckland shot, and away we went.
And it's just mad how sometimes life can just work out like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. As you say, my dad's got tattoos on his back, never say never.
That's it, and do you know what? It's actually quite inspirational for other people that maybe at a point in their life they maybe feel a bit stuck and want to make a change. And seeing somebody like yourself that's went away and made a success, getting into a sport really late, or changing career really late, and it's quite inspirational. You have the balls to actually do that. It takes a lot of balls to do that, mate. So well done.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I got to a point in life where, I was a heavily pot smoker. Smoked weed. Like I used to think I was Bob Marley at one stage. I used to live for it. You know what? I used to, take drink a lot. I was just a normal Jack the lad on the streets, just doing what young lads do, and at the age of I think it was 2 months before my 25th birthday, I walked into the Venture Boxing Gym, and from that day on, my whole life changed. But I was a heavily drinker and a heavy drug user, and I walked into a boxing gym, and 5 or 6, 7 years later, I'm live on Sky Sports telly, clean as a whistle, with a new life, with a new chapter in life, and living a dream I'd always dreamed.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like there was fun. Boxing kind of turned your life about a bit.
It's turned upside down, spun it, and launched it into space, and it's just unbelievable. It really is.
It was just with Andre Ward last week retiring. He was saying for good reason. He was saying that his body was starting to break down. But Andre Ward's been like boxing for he was like about 6-year-old, and he's went through all the amateur ranks, went through. He's fought everybody at pro level. He fought every level, and now his body's starting to break down. Do you think with you starting a bit later at a wad on at the end of your career?
Yeah. What was the point of that then? Sorry.
No, I was just saying is like Andre Ward was saying the reason for him retiring was he's been boxing his full life. His body's starting to break down. He's getting a lot of joint pains and aches and pains everywhere. Do you think with you not going through every level the same way like Ward has? Ward's been like boxing every level for he was like 6, right up to today. Do you think that it'll add time on to the end of your career that you've not went through that you started quite late?
Yeah, I believe that, as they say, there's not many miles on the clock. And with me, I know I had a mad life beforehand, but, my body didn't, I haven't lived my body through too much major stress. Like, you know, if I went on a bender or done something, I wouldn't go on a bender like what some of the lads do. You know, I always needed sleep and rest. You know what I mean? I weren't that crazy where I do a week bender or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a heavy night or maybe 2 nights. You know,
A bit like myself.
So, yeah, so that'd be about as far as it went. And then go through boxing. Like, boxing it's an elite fighting sport and activity, and it does take a lot from a young age, from like Andre Ward, where he's been preparing himself in camps. I haven't had all of that from a young age, really. I've just been obviously just enjoying my life and basically taking it easy. So it's a late start for me. That's why I'm so high on nutrition and on the sports science. And just a couple of years ago, I ended up going to college and learning doing a sports science course, because I'm so intrigued by, you know, the body and how it all works and stuff like that. And you know, and I do everything right, do everything by the book, and I feel absolutely amazing. I feel better now than I did when I was 16. You know, I feel so agile, so fit, so fresh, so strong, so clear-minded. I feel brand spanking new, mate. I do, and I believe if I just keep this going and keep on it, and now I don't know how long I've got left in the game. You know, as long as I keep the focus and you know, keep going the way I am, but there's nothing that's going to stop that. Then I probably got another, you know, I could possibly have another 10 years in me, mate, and a good 10 years possibly. You know what I mean? So we'll see how we go each year, and we'll see how we feel. But if the writing's on the wall, like it is with Andre Ward, listen, you know, that's one thing I've done in camp, and something I've learned is listening to your body, and you know, and respecting it and appreciating it, and not, you know, if it's struggling, then make a decision. But at the minute, I feel fantastic, mate. I feel really good, and you know, I'm just really looking forward to every next opportunity in life.
Well, that's been brilliant. Thanks very much for coming on and speaking to you, Sean. It's been a real experience for me as well, mate. And I wish you all the luck in the world.
Oh, Steve, thanks very much. Thanks for your time and your interest too, mate, as well. It means the world.
Right, thanks. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Steve.
Right,
Thanks,
bye. Bye.
Bye.